David Barry, reporting for Jewish Online Magazine, broadcasting from the JHub offices in North London, and our special guest is Oliver from JHub. Welcome to Jewish Online Magazine, John.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Oliver. Oliver, can we begin by telling our viewers, what is JHub?
So JHub is JHub predominantly is a space for ideas, projects and people in the working within or for the Jewish community that are trying to improve the world in some way. That's the basics.
So are they startups?
They are startups. So we have, our main project is an incubator space. So we have office space for startups where they can apply to us, and if they get through our application process, we can give them desks, computers, all the things that it's often too expensive to, as a startup, it's too expensive to rent a new office, buy computers, have telephone lines. So we take that cost away, and that can be up to 4 years.
Is this for non-profit organisations or commercial?
So when we started about 5 years ago, it was purely for charities. We're now in a process of trying to understand more what the community's needs are. So we are developing. So we now have our first for-profit company, which is a graphic design company. And the reason that they're in is because the work they do is almost exclusively for the Jewish community. So they're trying to improve the graphic design work of the Jewish community to help everyone. So they are making money, but the cause they're doing it for is along our lines. So
as long as there is a major contribution to the Jewish community, whether it's non-profit or commercial, then there is possibilities of making an application.
Yes, and it's not just necessarily doing the work for the Jewish community. So a number of the organisations we have here we have an international development charity that works in Ghana and in India. We have a human rights organisation that works with a lot of, one of the roles they do is like refugee work and things like that. But the reason they're doing it is from a root of Jewish values. So the work they're doing doesn't necessarily have to work for the Jewish community. Those organisations that work outside of the Jewish community, they engage the Jewish community either through education work or volunteering. So it's got to have some connection, but they don't have to be working for the community.
And can I ask, Oliver, who is funding this?
So JHub is a project of Pears Foundation. Pears Foundation is a family foundation by the Pears family.
Can you perhaps tell our viewers about the Pear family?
Yes, so the Pears family are, so the foundation is run by 3 brothers, and they own a number of successful property companies, and a number of years ago they decided that they wanted to set up a foundation so that they could give their money in a long-term and strategic method. So they've been running for a number of years with the foundation with full-time staff, and they give grants to a wide variety of Jewish and non-Jewish organisations in the UK and work with Israel as well. And yes, and one of the things that they decided to do was they wanted something to run for the social action community in the UK, so they set up JHub.
And JHub and the companies and organisations that are enclaved here are the fruits of their success.
Exactly. They get to see, we've got our first sets of organisations that are actually starting to, are moving out to finish their 4 years of incubation, and they are organisations that came in with 1, maybe 2 people, and now leaving with 10 or 12 staff there. Budgets have increased from maybe £50,000 a year to £500,000 a year, and they're really sustainable organisations that have. It's brilliant the fact that they've actually outgrown us. That not only is their time finished, but you know we're on limited space, and they're moving to offices that are bigger, and they've become very established within the community. So it's really
fantastic.
Great to see.
Absolutely. Can you tell the viewers of this video, Oliver, maybe a couple of organisations that are in JHub?
Yes. So we've got.
Give us an example.
So we've got 9 resident organisations now. An example of a couple, the 2 that are moving out at the moment is SEDEC, which is International Development Organisation, working in Ghana and India, and another one that's just moved out is JVN, which is the Jewish Volunteering Network. They were based in here. And then we have a wide variety. We have an educational organisation called Look to Learn that deals with taking museum and artifacts and trying to bring that towards Jewish education and link those. We have Gefilte Fest, the UK Jewish Food Festival. Who else? We have the UK Task Force for Issues Concerning Arab Citizens of Israel, which does work trying to link the Jewish community in the UK and the Arab population in Israel.
Nice.
Mitzvah Day here, which is, I think, quite well known in the Jewish community. So it's a real wide variety of things, and that's the residents. We also have a membership scheme where individuals who are working in the social action, social change Jewish community can become individual members of JHub. And we have about 150 members there of people who are kind of interested in that field in some way. And they come from established charities, you know, the large communal organisations, as well as just individuals who are interested and want to try and connect.
I understand also, Oliver, you've got the concept of hot desks.
Yes, we do.
Can you explain that to our viewers?
So we have so we started with our one space where we have our incubation programme.
Right.
We were lucky enough to take over another room in the building we're in, and we've developed that for the individual membership where we have our hot desks. Essentially, it's an open space where it's very flexible. We have a number of desks, tables and chairs where if people who are signed up as members, they can come, bring a laptop and spend a day, half a day, a couple of hours working out of the space.
What's the advantage of that, Oliver?
The advantage is there's a number of them. Firstly, for the very, very startup, people who have just got an idea, what's often known as the kind of bedroom or Starbucks workers, where they're working out of their own bedroom on a computer, and this firstly gives them a different space to work. They can come work somewhere that has a more professional feel. It's also just different people passing through all the time, the networking opportunities. We have people who are members who have a meeting with someone, need a space that they don't want to go to a coffee shop and they don't want to have it in their own office. They come here, and whilst they're here, they also, they will see the 5 or 6 other people who are maybe hot desking and have another meeting with them. And often people, a good complaint they have about here is they'll come in at 11 o'clock for an hour's meeting, and they'll be here at 3 having had impromptu meetings with everyone else, and their whole day's gone. But it's very productive, and people get to connect and use that space for that.
And again, people that may be watching this video, Oliver, they can put in an application for individual membership.
So the individual membership on our website it's very simple. It's not the residency is a kind of a long, quite, we really check that the organisations are going to be that. The individual membership, we have put up a charter of the things that we believe in and ask people to say if they agree with what we believe in, then they're more than welcome to sign up. And we've put a cost on how much it would be to sign up as a member, but we don't actually ask people to pay that to us. We ask them to either pay it forward in donations to a cause, to voluntary work. We're not going to take the money in. We ask them to pay that on themselves.
That's nice.
Yes.
And does JHub have any events or programs?
Yes, we run. Our main thing is we run professional development programs throughout the year for the residents that are here and the members who are working in the community on a wide variety. We have, in the past, we've had seminars on fundraising, on social media and using the online world. We've brought someone in who has done a thing called polarity management, which is an idea of solving unsolvable problems. A very wide variety of those professional development seminars. We also run regular lunch and learns, where over lunch we get a speaker in, whether it's on specifically a Jewish topic, or if there's maybe a piece of research that's just been released, and they come in and people they present that, and then people ask questions, and we run those events. And then the space itself, a number of external organisations will run during the day or in the evenings their events, because the space, we're lucky enough, is flexible to have probably up to about 70 to 100 people. We've had panel debates there, we've had people just having, evening networking events, so there's always something going on.
It's an absolutely inspirational organisation, JHub, Oliver.
Yes, we like to. There's a lot of. The hub concept is very well established. It started with startups generally for technology industries, and the hub networks all around the world work. There's also a number of organisations that do the professional development and the networking. What we like to think is
so what sets JHub apart then?
So the thing that's quite unique about us is that we do all of that.
Right.
That you'll have places that are a hub. You'll have places that run seminars for people and run training. And you have a number of those within the Jewish community. What we haven't found yet, which is what we do, is bringing all that together and being a kind of a single space where people can come and do those, have the hot desking space, potentially come and be residents, come and network, come and have professional development seminars. So it's really bringing all those things together and trying to run them in a way that people can come to this one space and know they'll get something very productive out of it. It's really what we haven't found in another place yet.
And if there was a message for non-profit or profit organisations that were interested after seeing this video, what would your message be to them, Oliver? Why perhaps contact JHub?
I think because with what we've found with a number of organisations that have contacted us and things like that, that no matter what the organisation is and at what stage they're at, there's some way that they can interact with JHub. It may not be residency, it might be using the space for hot desking, it might be coming to some of our professional development, but no matter what stage they're at and no matter kind of what direction that they're thinking about, we're here to help them in whatever way we can. So there's always going to be some way they can engage with us, and that we don't see there being a problem in people trying out new things, people taking risks, and we feel like this is a space where if someone wants to try something new, they've got what seems like a bit of a crazy idea, we will find some way to assist them, whether it's putting them in contact with the right people or using the space. There's some way we can help.
And can you tell us the website address, Oliver?
Yes, it's www.jhub.org.uk.
Oliver from JHub, this has been the most really interesting interview, and I'm sure that people that are watching this are going to be logging onto their computers and looking at your website and maybe exploring becoming individual members, or perhaps looking into more long-term projects. But
I hope so.
Thank you for joining Jewish Online Magazine, Oliver.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.